Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Advocacy channel. Today, I am talking about a personal thing, something that I decided to do with my law career. And as the topic suggests, I actually vowed to myself that I would never do any criminal cases when I became a lawyer. Now, the question is that what changed? Because anybody who knows me knows that now I do more criminal cases than I even do for civil cases. And if you know criminal cases are people who have been accused of crimes like rape, defilement, murder, manslaughter, armed robbery, all those kind of cases. And I think that when you become a law student or you're a law student and people see that you are a Christian or you're a good girl, kind of, they will ask you, hey, so you're going to be a lawyer and you're going to defend bad people and are going to defend people who have been accused of crimes or criminals. I mean, they keep asking this question in a very negative sense that makes you feel like, okay, you have to do something about this, your conviction. So I think I was asked a number of times, so much that I had to even tell myself that I'm never going to do such cases because to me, it was negative, it was wrong, and there was something evil about it. Someone asked that, is it possible for a lawyer to say she will not do any criminal cases at all? Of course, it's really possible. I'm going to talk about careers in law for you to know, but I have friends who have never done any criminal cases for the last 4 years that they become lawyers. People are in company practice only, corporates. They don't do any courts. They don't do any criminal cases. There are people who are also in Attorney General's office who only prosecutes criminals. So they go after the criminals and make sure they are put in prison. And then there are people who say, okay, I'll go for land cases, but I'll not do anything criminal. You have a choice. Depending on where you want to practice the law firm and wherever you want to be. But you can choose to say, I will not do criminal cases. I think we should get that straight at this point. Now, has anything changed? Yes, so many things have changed. Let me start by saying that our criminal justice system is an adversarial system. And when we say adversarial system, we mean that the judge does not do investigations in a case. The judge sits in his chair in the courtroom and expects that there will be two lawyers on all sides. A lawyer on the government side or the state side, and then another lawyer on the accused person or the criminal side to defend, to tell the judge why this person should be put to jail or why that person should not be put to jail. That means that the system has been made to favor people who are able to get lawyers because the system presumes that every one of you has a lawyer, whether you are the prosecution or whether you are the government or you are the person who has been accused of stealing. The law presumes that you have a lawyer. The law presumes that, or the system presumes that you know all the laws in Ghana and you can defend yourself properly like a lawyer. The system presumes that the judge is not going to ask any questions. He's just going to sit back and see what evidence has been given to him. Now look at a situation where somebody has been accused of a crime. The person has been arrested by the police and the person has been maybe remanded. Now the police who is working on behalf of government has a lawyer to advise them. They have investigators to do investigations for them. They have all the state resources to get all the information they need. Now this accused person does not have a lawyer, does not have an investigator to assist them to even give evidence and proper information on their behalf. And then they may be on remand as well. Now, after all these investigations, the state or the government comes to court and sees that we have all this evidence against this person, puts the person in jail. This person may be on remand, may not even have any information as to why the thing happened, the incident, may not even be able to know how to read English or understand English. But everything that has been served on him will be in English. Everything that has been given to him, evidence will be in English form. And this person is supposed to act on his or her own behalf and ask questions as a lawyer and defend himself adequately to meet the adversarial system of Ghana. Do you think that it will be fair to let somebody who is accused of a crime to go without a lawyer and defend himself against the state? In my opinion, that is unfair. Because of that, the law always encourages people to get lawyers when they are accused of a crime. And this is not only in favor of people who have money. If you have money, you just go and get your lawyer, private lawyer, pay the person to defend you. Now, if you do not have money, the government has put people in place who are lawyers, who have been paid by the government to help deal with such cases. And so we have people from the Legal Aid Commission. They are called public defenders. They defend people who have been accused of crimes, whether they are guilty or not guilty, whether they did it or they did not do it. The law says these people should be able to assist poor people to defend themselves in courts. I work for an office like that, the Legal Aid Commission. And so I just want you to get it in your mind that the system makes it unfair if you leave an accused person to represent themselves. That is one thing, because the evidence that will be given in court and everything in the courtroom shows that lawyers are supposed to be on both sides, the government side and the person who has been accused of a crime side. That's the first point that I want to make on this matter. Now, the second point I want to make on this matter is that a lawyer's job is to speak on behalf of people who cannot speak for themselves, mainly. I mean, there are people who can speak for themselves, they still get lawyers. But then, if you say you can speak for yourself, we are saying that you have all the facts, all the information to speak for yourself. And like I've already told you, somebody who has been accused of crime does not know anything about Ghana law, does not know anything about why he has been charged with that offense, and does not know even how to even speak to a judge in a courtroom. And the best person to do this on behalf of that person is a lawyer, and not himself. I always say that there are several ways that a lawyer can speak on behalf of someone who has been accused of a crime. One of the ways is that you speak to the person who has been accused of the crime, and then you know the facts, you know what he did and what he did not do. Now, if the person tells you that, I actually slapped the man, I will actually slapped him, and then that was all, and the lawyer looks at the fact and realizes that, okay, although this person says I slapped the man, now the charge that the prosecution or the police has put on this person is that he stabbed the person with knife and wounded him and turned him over and slapped him and all of that. But then by speaking to your client, you know that that is not what he did. Now you speak to the judge, you speak to the police or the prosecution or the government lawyer and tell them that, okay, I see what you have written, that this person stabbed and all of that, but my client says he did not do this. There is no evidence to even show that your person was even stabbed. And because of that, the lawyer can represent the accused person and say, let's reduce this charge, which will fit the slapping that this person did and not the stabbing you're talking about, because there is no evidence. And of course, if somebody stabs you with a knife, there's supposed to be evidence. But now, so if the lawyer is able to do this, the judge can be informed. They can reduce the sentence to a lesser sentence, which will fit a particular punishment. People like to exaggerate when something bad happens to them. It's possible. People do that. Recently, there was a case in the news where people on the crime scene said that the people involved were dead. But it turned out a day later that the people were not dead. Because people are bound to exaggerate as to what happened and what did not happen. And the lawyer's job is to be able to help the accused person, assist the accused person who may be on remand, who does not even know what is on paper, to know that what has been written is far beyond what he actually did. Now, the law also says that a person who has been arrested is only innocent until proven guilty. It means that this person is entitled to bail and all of that before the trial, before the case starts. Now, the law says that everybody can go for bail. Now, there are some conditions. An accused person who has been arrested and on remand may not even know how to go for bail or the things that he has to say to go for bail. It is the duty of the lawyer who is representing this person to apply for bail on behalf of this person. I've already talked about bail and the conditions, but then somebody may ask, is it really necessary to go for bail for every case? Yes, it is. Until it happens to you or it gets closer to you, you may never understand. Sometimes police arrest people and say that they are conducting investigations. But then they will arrest the person until the investigation is done. People who may be innocent or people who may not have any involvement in the crime may be in police custody for no reason. So I have a case that my client was kept in custody for 5 years. We were able to only finish the case after 5 years. At that point, this guy had spent 5 years in prison without any involvement in the case. So it means that for this person, in my client's case, they granted him bail, but he was not even able to meet the conditions. But there are people who have stayed in bail in remand for like 7 years without trial. It means we have not even started their case at all. They are waiting for their case to be started. Now, if the court grants you bail, what it means is that you go and stay alone. Whenever we need you, then you come to court. So that you don't spend 7 years in prison waiting for your case to be started for evidence to be called. Now, if it turns out that you are innocent, the number of years that you have spent in prison will not matter. Nobody will care about it. Nobody will compensate you for spending the number of years in prison. So this is another way that a lawyer can speak on behalf of somebody who has been accused of a crime. Now, another way that a lawyer can speak on behalf of the accused person is that when the state or the police bring their witnesses in court, the lawyer can ask questions to find out if what they are saying is an exaggeration, or the evidence they are providing is proper, or it is not, it's not fake. It's not something that they have made to just put falsehood on the accused person. If we go through all of this and the person is convicted, the court says that, the lawyer has done his job, but still this person is guilty. The lawyer can also say reasons why the judge should be considerate and reduce the punishment. Considerate and reduce, looking at the person's circumstances and why the offense happened and all of that, the age of the person, everything. It is the lawyer who knows the law to be able to speak to these facts to the judge. The accused person does not know the things that he can say to make the judge be merciful on him, apart from saying, I beg you. No, the law gives specific reasons why punishment should be reduced. And if you're an accused person and you don't know this, you cannot speak for yourself. For this matter, the lawyer can do this job, and it is very important for anybody who has been accused of a crime to be given a lawyer. I always say that if you really want to help people, sometimes maybe the Bible says, if you are a Christian, that people who are vulnerable, helping such people are of so much benefit. Now, imagine how vulnerable a person who has been arrested of a crime is. It doesn't matter if you think the person did it or did not do it. Everybody is deserving of empathy, of help, assistance, especially when they are in the states where they are looking up to some power that they cannot even face. This person may have committed a crime, may have killed someone. The person is already in prison. They have already put him on remand. The person already is in the hand of the government or the police. The person is powerless. The person has seen power. The person has really seen that, Charlie, he is nobody, and that the law can really deal with him in any way it can. Now, imagine if this person goes to the court and sees a judge who has dressed fully with a frown face, with the police who is angry and mad at him, with a mob who are in a hurry to even kill him or even beat him up. The person may not even be able to speak for himself. Sometimes your clients are so shaking that they are even scared to even mention their name or what they do. They can't even talk for themselves. And as a lawyer who has gone to learn communication, a lawyer who can talk, a lawyer who knows how to represent people and show empathy, this is a time where you can actually speak on behalf of someone who is actually voiceless, who is actually vulnerable, and do not know what to say in that circumstance. And remember also that anybody who has been arrested has some rights within the law. The person has some right to dignity. Just because the person has been arrested does not mean that they should drag him on the floor. Persons have some rights that has to be protected within the same laws. Remember that the laws of humans, the laws of Ghana and every other nation is not perfect. It has its own errors. The lawyer is helping so that we'll reduce the errors in these laws, the errors and the abuse that this person may be accustomed to just because he committed a crime. And so the lawyer who knows the rights of the person, who knows that, even though he has committed a crime, this is not how he should be treated, We'll voice it out so that we will not treat people who have been arrested in any undignified manner. And you may think that, oh, if a person has been arrested, everybody should be treated anyhow. That is what you may think. But please remember that it is not everybody who has been arrested who is even guilty of the offense, who has actually done something wrong. People are arrested who have not done anything wrong at all. And you will say that, oh, but then if they have done something wrong, we should do something negative to them. Please, please. We live in a state which is governed by law. Let us all help ourselves. Today, it may be in somebody's house. Tomorrow, it may be in another person's house. So let's take note of that. We have a principle that guides almost every jurisdiction in Ghana, in the world, and in Ghana, so that it is good for 9 guilty people to walk free than 1 innocent person to rot in prison. This is the reason why lawyers do their job. To make sure that we take that innocent person out of prison. To make sure that we do not let an innocent person go and rot in prison. There are so many other reasons, but these are the things that I can see at the moment. I know that you may have questions. I know that you may have an opinion. But as a Christian, I always say that, it is possible for a lawyer to defend someone without sinning and committing a crime. When the prostitute, Mary Magdalene, was brought to Jesus Christ knew very well that that lady had committed a crime. And the laws of that nation say that anybody who commits that crime should be stoned to death. Those are the laws of men. Jesus Christ gave the lady a second chance, tried to take the lady away from her accusers, and told her to go and sin no more. The lawyer can do this, speak to the accused person, and hope that things will get better. Obviously, it is not a fair world out here. And I hope that we'll get so many lawyers and so many people to help talk about these rights of individuals who have been accused of crimes, so that they will know that they are also people, they are human beings. They are right to be well taken care of. Let us all do our part to make Ghana a better place. I'll end here. Let me know what your questions are. Until we meet again, have a very, very good time. Bye.